Hello, you wonderful men and women, and maybe some children who are watching. February 9th's upload. Today we're doing Numbers 11 through 13. Basically, the people that just settled the tabernacle in the land of Paran from the last reading, and we'll just jump into Numbers 11. The people complained. Now, when the people complained, it displeased the Lord, for the Lord heard it, and his answer was aroused. So the fire of the Lord burned among them and consumed some in the outskirts of the camp. Then the people cried out to Moses, and when Moses prayed to the Lord, the fire was quenched. So he called the name of the place Taberah, because of the fire the Lord had burned among them. Now the mixed multitude who were among them yielded to intense craving. So the children of Israel also wept again and said, "Who will give us meat to eat? We remember the fish which we ate freely in Egypt, the cucumbers, the melons, the leeks, the onions, the garlic. But now our whole being is dried up. There is nothing at all except this manna before our eyes." Now the manna was like coriander seed, and its color like the color of bdellium. The people went about and gathered it, ground it on the millstones, or beat it in the mortar, cooked it in pans, and made cakes of it, and its taste was like the taste of pastry prepared with oil. And when the dew fell on the camp in the night, the manna fell onto it. Then Moses heard the people weeping throughout their families, everyone at the door of his tent, and the anger of the Lord was greatly aroused. Moses also was displeased. So Moses said to the Lord, "Why have you afflicted your servant? And why have I not found favor in your sight, that you have laid the burden of all these people on me? Did I conceive all these people? Did I beget them? That you should say to me, carry them in your bosom as a guardian carries a nursing child to the land which you swore to their fathers. Where am I to get meat to give to all these people? For they weep all over me, saying, give us meat that we may eat. I am not able to bear all these people alone, because the burden is too heavy for me. If you treat me like this, please kill me here and now, if I have found favor in your sight, and do not let me see my wretchedness." So I guess Moses is saying, like, look, like, help me out here. All these people are complaining to me, and I don't got all this stuff to, feed and take care of them. So just go ahead and kill me now, Lord, is what Moses was saying. Well, that's that part of Numbers 11. On to the 70 elders. Numbers 11:16. So the Lord said to Moses, "Gather to me 70 men of the elders of Israel, whom you know to be the elders of the people and officers over them. Bring them to the tabernacle of meeting, that they may stand there with you." Excuse me. "Then I will come down and talk with you there. I will take of the spirit that is upon you, and will put the same upon them, and they shall bear the burden of the people with you, that you may not bear it alone yourself. Then you shall say to the people, consecrate yourself for tomorrow, and you shall eat meat. For you have wept in the hearing of the Lord, saying, who will give us meat to eat? For it was well within us, for it was well with us in Egypt. Therefore the Lord will give you meat, and you shall eat. You shall eat not only 1 day, nor 2 days, nor 5 days, nor 10 days, nor 20 days, but for a whole month, until it comes out of your nostrils, and you become loathsome to you, because ye have despised the Lord who is among you, and have wept before him, saying, why did we ever come out of Egypt? And Moses said, the people who I am among are 600,000 men on foot. Yet you said, I will give them meat, that they may eat for a whole month. Shall flocks and herds be slaughtered for them, to provide enough for them? Or shall all the fish of the sea be gathered together for them, to provide enough for them? And the Lord said to Moses, has the Lord's arm been short-ended? Now you shall see whether what I say will happen to you or not. So Moses went out and told the people the words of the Lord, and he said, and he gathered the 70 men of the elders of the people and placed them around the tabernacle. I like that. The Moses is calling like the Lord's bluff. Like, what? Where are you gonna get all this meat? How are you going to feed all these people? Like, are we going to have to like kill all of our animals and not be able to replace the flock or have all the fish? And the Lord's like, man, why are you questioning me? It's funny. So he gathers all the 70 people, the elders. Then the Lord came down in the cloud and spoke to Moses, and took the spirit that was upon him and placed the same upon the 70 elders. And it happened when the spirit rested upon them that they prophesied, although they never did so again. But 2 men had remained in the camp. None of them was Eldad, or the name of one of them was Eldad, and the name of the other one was Medad. And the Spirit rested upon them. Now they were among those listed, but who had not gone out to the tabernacle, yet they prophesied in the camp. And a young man ran and told Moses and said, Eldad and Medad are prophesying in the camp. So Joshua, the son of Nun, Moses' assistant, one of his choice men, answered and said, Moses, my Lord, forbid them. Then Moses said to him, Are you zealous for my sake? Oh, that all the Lord's people were prophets, and the Lord would put his spirit upon them. And Moses returned to the camp, and he and the elders of Israel. So, I don't know, I think like someone was saying that those guys, they didn't come, so like they should be left out. And then I think Moses right here was saying, yeah, now the Spirit's going to be upon them. Onto the Lord sends quail. This is the last part of Numbers 11, starting at 31. Now a wind went out from the Lord, and it brought the quail from the sea, and left them fluttering near the camp, about a day's journey on this side, and about a day's journey on the other side, all around the camp, about 2 cubits above the surface of the ground. And the people stayed up all that day and all that night and all that day and gathered quail. On that next day, he who gathered least gathered 10 homers. Maybe that's like an amount. I'm not too sure how that is. And they spread them out for themselves all around the camp. But while the meat was still between their teeth, before it was chewed, the wrath of the Lord was aroused against the people, and the Lord struck the people with a very great plague. So he called the name of that place Kibroth Hattaavah, because there they buried the people who yielded to craving. From Kibroth Hattaavah, the people moved out to Hazeroth and camped at Hazeroth. I don't know. So maybe the Lord just plagued the people that, didn't eat. I'm trying to see right here. I'm not too sure, guys. Oh well. Numbers 12. Dissension of Aaron and Miriam. Then Miriam and Aaron spoke to Moses again because of the Ethiopian woman whom he had married, for he had married an Ethiopian woman. So they said, Has the Lord indeed spoken only through Moses? Has he not spoken through us also? And the Lord heard that. Now the man Moses was very humble, more than all the men who were on the face of the earth. Suddenly the Lord said to Moses, Aaron, and Miriam, Come out, you 3, to the tabernacle of meeting. So the 3 came out. Then the Lord came down in the pillar of the cloud and stood in the door of the tabernacle and called Aaron and Miriam, and they both went forward. Then the Lord said, Hear now my words. If there is a prophet among you, I, the Lord, make myself known to him in a vision. I speak to him in a dream. Not so with my servant Moses. He is faithful in all my house. I speak with him face to face, even plainly, and not in dark sayings, and he sees the form of the Lord. Why then were you not afraid to speak against my servant Moses? He said, why are y'all not afraid to speak against Moses? I talked to him face to face, is what the Lord was asking Aaron and Miriam. But I don't know if he's actually face to face with Aaron and Miriam, even though it says he stood in the door of the tabernacle. Anyway, so onward, the anger of the Lord was aroused against them, and then the Lord departed. And when the cloud departed from above the tabernacle, suddenly Miriam became leprous as white as snow. And then Aaron turned toward Miriam, and there she was, a leper. So Aaron said to Moses, O my Lord, please do not lay this sin on us, in which we have done so foolishly, in which we have sinned. Now please do not let her be one of the dead whose flesh is half consumed when he comes out of his mother's womb. So Moses cried to the Lord, saying, please heal her, O Lord, I pray. Then the Lord said to Moses, if her father had but spit in her face, would she not be shamed 7 days? Let her be shut out of the camp 7 days, and afterward she may be received again. So Miriam was shut out of the camp for 7 days, and the people did not journey till Miriam was brought in again. And afterward the people moved from Hazeroth and camped in the wilderness of Paran. So maybe it's all the wilderness of Paran, and they're just a different spots in it. But it says they waited for Miriam to not be locked out of the camp. So I guess the cloud was there the whole time, I assume. Well, that's it for Numbers 12. On to Numbers 13. Spies sent into Canaan. Sounds interesting. And the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, send men to spy out the land of Canaan, which I am giving to the children of Israel. From each tribe of their fathers you shall send a man, every one a leader among them. So Moses sent them from the wilderness of Paran, according to the command of the Lord, all the men who were heads of the children of Israel. Excuse me, sorry. Now, these were their names. From the tribe of Reuben, Shemua, the son of Zechar. The tribe of Simeon, Shaphat, the son of Hori. From the tribe of Judah, Caleb, the son of Jephunneh. From the tribe of Issachar, Egal, the son of Joseph. From the tribe of Ephraim, Hoshi, the son of Nun. From the tribe of Benjamin, Palti, the son of Raphu. From the tribe of Zebulun, Gadiel, the son of Sodi. From the tribe of Joseph, that is, from the tribe of Manasseh, Gadi, the son of Susi. From the tribe of Dan, Amiel, the son of Gemali. From the tribe of Asher, Sethur, the son of Michael. From the tribe of Naphtali, Nabi, the son of Vophsi. From the tribe of Gad, Gul, the son of Machi. These are the names of the men whom Moses sent to spy on the land. And Moses called Hoshea, the son of Nun, Joshua. Then Moses sent them to spy on the land of Canaan, and said to them, go up this way into the south, and go into the mountains, and see what the land is like, whether the people who dwell in it are strong or weak, few or many, whether the land they dwell in is good or bad, whether the cities they inhabit are like camps or strongholds, whether the land is rich or poor, and whether there are forests or not. Be of good courage, and bring some of the fruit of the land. And so now the time was in the season of the first ripe grapes. So they went up and spied out the land from the wilderness of Zin as far as Rehob, near the entrance of Hamath. And they went up through the south and came to Hebron. Ahiman, Sheshai, and Talmai, the descendants of Anak, were there. Now Hebron was built 7 years before Zoan in Egypt. Then they came to the valley of Eshcol, and there cut down a branch of one cluster of grapes, and they carried it between two of them on a pole. They also brought some of the pomegranates and figs. The place was called the Valley of Eshcol because of the cluster which the men of Israel cut down there. And they returned from spying out the land after 40 days. Now they departed and came back to Moses and Aaron and all the congregation of the children of Israel in the wilderness of Paran at Kadesh. They brought back word to them and all the congregation and showed them the fruit of the land. Then they told him and said, "We went to the land where you sent us. It surely flows with milk and honey, and it is fruitful. Nevertheless, the people who dwell in the land are strong, the cities are fortified and very large. Moreover, we saw the descendants of Anak there. The Amalekites dwell in the land of the south, the Hittites, the Jebusites, and the Amorites dwell in the mountains, and the Canaanites dwell by the sea along the banks of the Jordan." Then Caleb quieted the people before Moses and said, "Let us go up at once and take possession, for we are all able to overcome it." But the men who had gone up with him said, "We are not able to go against the people, for they are stronger than we are." And they gave the children of Israel a bad report of the land which they had spied out, saying, "The land through which we have gone as spies is a land that devours its inhabitants, and all the people whom we saw in it are men of great stature. There we saw giants. The descendants of Anak came from the giants, and we were like grasshoppers in our own sight, and so we were in their sight." So basically, like they're like, "Oh man, like we're not gonna stand a chance against these people. Man, we saw some giants, and like to them, we're just basically grasshoppers." So they're just scoping out the land of Canaan. They're in their camp in the land of Paran, I guess still. Now the people, hopefully they stop complaining about food. And Aaron and Miriam, they learned not to be jealous of Moses. So that's going to do it for today. If y'all would, just keep spreading the word. Thank you for following along again. I know we're getting back to the groove of things. I'm feeling better, so I'm going to keep bringing it to y'all. If you would, just like, subscribe, comment, and we'll see you on the next one. Thank you.